Starting to cut off the angle iron that's been welded on the top of the chute. I don't know what they were modifying it for, but I've got to cut off 4 pieces of angle iron. Got the first one off. I'll dig in and get the other 3 off now. Unfortunately, the guy did a pretty good job of welding it, so it'll take me a while. So I've got all 6 pieces off of there. It actually wasn't as bad as I thought. It took me about an hour and a half, trying not to damage the sheet metal in the chute there. So I've got all the 6 pieces off there, 2 flat and 4 angle. I'm going to go and get in here and clean up the welds and get rid of some rust and give it a primer coat, and then I'll start by fitting the chute on there. I've got all the welds ground off and taken a flap disc to the rust and the paint that was left there. So it's just ready to put a primer coat on it, and then we can get going at fitting. Then we can get going at fitting the directional chute on top of that. Got the primer coat on the top of the blower there. Now we'll just have to fit the chute, the directional chute on top of it. Do that tomorrow. I've got the 2 pivot points for the chute made, and I've got them clamped in place. And just gonna get the welder out and tack them in place, and then do some finish welding and put some primer on it. I've got 2 holes drilled in there so that if I need to change the position of the chute, I can, depending on how it deflects the snow. I've got the 2 brackets for the pivot point for the chute welded in place and primed up. So that's all done. Next on the list for repair are the 1/2-inch rods that run down as outriggers to the wings. One's bent out of shape, and the other one's completely broken. So I've cut off the old 1/2-inch rods that go out and stabilize the wings, and I'm going to make 2 new ones. I'm going to do a lap joint on the 1/2-inch rod to a 1/2-inch bolt. That way I've got some good threads on the end. So I need to make 2 of these. I'll get at it right now. I've got the two outrigger rods that go out to the wings completed. They're in place, tightened up, so that part of it's done. Now we'll move on to another part of the project. Don't know what that's going to be, but we'll move on.